It's Pro Wrestling Summit, motherfucker. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm here with knowledge. Knowledge. I have a lot of questions, man. I got a lot of fucking questions this week.
I mean, I feel like there's more questions than answers this week.
What are you, Roddy Piper? Just when they think, just when they ask the questions, I change the answer. That's not how it goes. It's once I change the answers, they change the questions or something. I don't know, whatever.
It didn't make sense when he said it.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever the euphemism is, it doesn't fucking matter. Even if that is a euphemism. Achoo, God bless you.
Piper, rest in peace there.
I don't think he's resting in peace, dude. Old Pipes is a fucking crazy motherfucker. They're like, oh my god, yeah, he died of a fucking heart attack. No shit. Yeah, that guy was high strung.
What a shock. What a shock.
Holy Christ. Well, another fucking crazy week in wrestling. Ain't that the fucking truth, bro?
It's like every week now. We start a wrestling podcast here with Good Villain, and every week is insane since we've started it.
Yeah, it's just,
and we thank you for that.
Yeah.
It gives us something to talk about.
TK, Vince, Tony, I said Tony twice. Triple H, I meant to say Triple H. Paul.
All of you.
Paul.
Yeah.
Old
thank you
big
all.
Old Daddy Paul. Thank you, MJF.
Oh, my God.
Thank you, the Young Bucks and CM Punk for being little bitches.
Yeah.
Thank you for those people who found the clip of Triple H talking to CM Punk in 2012 in the middle of the ring, and CM Punk asking him exactly what he thought about him, and Triple H saying all this shit, and it all came true.
All came true, every single bit of it.
Doesn't it fucking hurt people?
Also, during DX's induction to Hall of Fame, the clip came out about that, where he was talking about how, executive vice president is a long name, and people get that title slapped on them and think it actually means something. Yeah, it's amazing how all this stuff comes back. And it's like, oh, Jesus Christ.
It's fucking kind of fucking spooky, man. It is fucking kind of spooky. There has been so much. It's just been so much. And honestly, what a fucking time to be a fan. I mean, we are so lucky to be living in this. It's odd. They are really blurring the lines between reality with a lot of this shit nowadays.
The good thing is it's exactly the same as the WCW, WWF wars, except the wrestling's good. That's the only difference.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think not necessarily just the wrestling is better, but I just think that you have a let's just say a big fucking corporation, right? You got a big giant fucking corporation, i.e. WWE, a publicly traded fucking company, and a guy who is an elder statesman of that company, is unceremoniously pushed out, or ceremoniously pushed out. He just retires. It doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter the industry. The new young buck comes in. Not that Triple H is a young...
They're in a...
Yeah, exactly. Exactly right. I'm glad that you caught that. Thank you so much. You're a fucking... See, you're a smart motherfucker. That's why we call you knowledge. But listen, so you have Triple H come in, who's not really like... he has a different vision of the company, right? And it's more in line with what the wrestling fan has been clamoring for from WWE for such a long time. Appointment television again. And now, AEW, when Vince was running WWE, was far and away the better product, I thought. They had the better wrestling. They had storylines that were fucking really good, involved, epic shit. I don't really like the no-selling of moves, but this is the wrestling world that we're in today. Right. This is what happens. You go fucking, you go King's Road, and you just fucking lay out every single finish that you have. It's a get your shit in type of fucking atmosphere. But in some matches, that formula fucking works.
And I do like they sprinkle it in, and it's not just every match is that strong style type of match.
Yes. And I like that they have a mix of talent, and I like that they feature the women I wish that they would
feature the women more, but I mean,
I wish that they would, but at the same token, like, how many women do they have who are actually credible to put on TV at this point?
they also have about 30 belts that they have to feature on
Plus
on their show.
ROH belts that they're featuring on the
insane.
show. It's a fucking lot, right? Yeah. So, but now that Daddy H has taken over, the whole fucking shit has flipped on its head. Mm-hmm. Okay, now it really seems like AEW is starting to feel the pressure a little bit. Well, and the walls are starting to implode from the inside out.
And I think the big difference between WWE and AEW is because AEW is so new and so many wrestlers have so much buy-in with their characters and they have so much freedom. Mm-hmm. When they feel like when WWE felt the walls closing in a little bit with AEW, mm-hmm. it was the executive staff that felt it. It was the stockholders.
It wasn't the talent.
Right. The talent was just doing what they were told to do. They were going out there, they're putting on the same performances, they were still doing the same stories, and they just went along with it. And they didn't make any comments about it outside of,
Dude, you can't sneeze when Vince was there. So, never mind fucking make a comment about something. You're getting fired in a hot. It's a hop, skip, and a jump.
But with AEW, ever since that switch happened, where Triple H took over creative control, and he got more and more power, and the whole dynamic changed in WWE, everyone feels like everyone in AEW is panicking. The wrestlers, the executive staff, everyone is now high strung, and that's what I feel has led to a lot of these explosive comments, these explosive incidents.
Yeah. Well, I think that there's also a fucking real case to be made for the inmates running the fucking asylum.
Absolutely. Tony Khan definitely needs to pull the reins back on a lot of these guys.
I mean, I think that you need to get, listen, and that's why people are like, who cares about them signing Big Show and Mark Henry? Yo, that's a big fucking deal, man, because those guys can bring those young talent together. Mm-hmm. They know what it takes to be at the top level of this business.
I mean, we're talking about Big Show and Mark Henry, who are with WWE for a very long time, has seen how it works, and they might not be a huge on-screen presence, but it's all about the background knowledge of this is how you need to operate to run a company like this. Yes, you've done things the indie way a long time, but if you want to be WWE, you need to do things this way.
Right. And I think that there's something to be said, and I will give CM Punk his props a little bit, because a lot of what he said is, spot on. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I think that after rewatching what started the whole precipice of this whole thing, I rewatched Hangman's promo with CM Punk, because I wanted to see exactly what he was so fucking, what got his fucking straight edge panties in a bunch. Mm-hmm. And it was really the line about not needing advice from anybody.
Yeah, it's really...
I mean, that doesn't really hold a lot of fucking water with me, dude. It's a wrestling promo. You have to be confident in a wrestling promo. What's the guy supposed to say? I'll take advice from anybody.
Right.
Dude, you're out there in front of a fucking live audience. What are you gonna... It's bad enough that he looks like a schmuck already. Now he looks like even more of a schmuck. You want him to look like even more of a schmuck.
Yeah, especially a line that didn't get a huge pop from the crowd.
It's not like they were like, ooh.
It was poorly delivered by Hangman Page.
His promo skills blow, dude.
It's absolutely horrible. My biggest problem is not that he's calling out the bullshit for what it is. My problem was he was calling it out when he did.
Yeah. I mean, that's not professional, dude. You want to talk about people being professional. You can't go. Listen, man. You just can't go into fucking business for yourself.
He went into the scrum with an agenda.
100%. He knew what he was going to say before he went in there. 100%.
And so that's the issue, and it makes you look bad. It makes your company look bad. But I mean,
well, not only that, but now you're dividing the locker room. Right. Why? What purpose did that serve by calling them out?
How much time does CM Punk really have left in wrestling? I mean, how much time?
That's why I'm saying, dude, I don't think he comes back. Like, what's the point, dude?
You
have gazillions of dollars at this point.
He's going to be out for months.
8 months minimum.
You know, when he comes back,
if he's really hurt,
he's supposed to get another opportunity when he comes back. I mean,
against presumably MJF.
If MJF's not holding the title at that point, then what the fuck are they doing? But
yeah,
it makes little to no sense to bring him back with all this shit going on. And you want to talk about rallying people behind your company? Take a big name like that, say, you know what, you put us in the wrong direction, you're fired. Done. See you later.
I mean, what's the harm in that?
And you know what? There is no real harm because you're waiting 8 months anyway. You don't really know what you're going to do with him when he comes back.
It's a business.
Right. And you have a big name who has a big mouth who's going to be talking up your company, not talking about your company in any interview that he could possibly do.
Bashing the shit out of you.
But that's going to get people talking about your company.
And you're going to unite the locker room.
Right.
Because more people hate him than like him. For sure. I mean, I don't think there's any doubt about that. No. I mean, everybody's got a CM Punk story at this point.
I mean, I don't know about you. I'm tired of the scrum at this point. I'm tired. There's so much going on, you know. And CM Punk, Hangman Page, like now their suspensions aren't gonna last the entire investigation. Like it's
what fucking investigation, dude? This is the professional wrestling business. Motherfuckers are gonna fight. This is how it goes. What do you think? People haven't fought in the WWE locker room? Of course they have. The difference is they weren't fucking executives in the company.
Yeah, right.
That's the fucking clear difference in this whole thing. If an executive from WWE laid hands on a fucking talent, there would be a lawsuit. That person would be fired, expelled from the company, and they'd probably never work in wrestling again. Because WWE would see to it that they never got hired anywhere again.
But think of even talent when they were backstage and they put hands on, non-talent in the back. When Alberto Del Rio slapped the guy for saying some horrible shit to him, Alberto Del Rio was fired immediately. But you also have a guy who's fucking pissed hot fucking 4 times before that, like.
You know what I mean? Well, and he cost them so much money.
I'm just saying, this shit doesn't happen in WWE for a reason. They have their shit together, and that's it. It just makes you look bad.
Dude, I mean, think about all the wrestlers that, like, they knew something was coming down about, and they were like, no, I don't think so. Gonna let that person go, and then, like, a month afterwards, this fucking report comes out about this, and this, and it's like, oh, fuck, dude. So they knew.
Yeah.
And they were like, we're going to cut bait before this fucking gets live.
Right.
But yet they have Jimmy Uso, who's got like fucking 7 DUIs at this point. Like,
they're covered for him time and time again. And you know what? I mean, it's worked out well for Jimmy Uso. He's holding the unified tag titles, so.
But listen, dude, imagine if cops were vigilant in the fucking 70s and early 80s with DUIs.
Oh, come on.
Every single guy would have been arrested.
Just park a squadron outside of
any wrestling venue.
event. And
any wrestling venue. You're going to get people with pills that aren't theirs. You're going to get people drinking booze in the car.
I mean,
like, and people are like, I can't believe wrestlers are doing that. You can't believe wrestlers are doing that. Motherfucker, they've been doing that shit since the beginning of time.
That Jimmy Uso drove drunk? Really? That's light work.
Yeah, that's like not even a thing.
Jimmy Snuka killed a guy.
Woman.
Killed a woman.
Yep. And got away. WWE lawyers got him off. And then they tried him again, found him guilty, but they fucking couldn't put him in jail because he had dementia. He didn't know where he was. It's so fucking bizarre. Dude, it's so crazy, man. It's so crazy. And I mean, listen, I'm not saying that WWE has not covered shit up, because they definitely have. Pat Patterson, the Ring Boy scandal, like
everything that's happened with McMahon.
Yeah. I mean, but honestly, is anyone really fucking surprised that was happening with McMahon? No.
I mean, if you are, then you're not paying attention.
Seriously, like, watch that guy for fucking 5 seconds and be like, oh yeah, he's the type of dude that would absolutely do some shit like
Trish
that.
Stratus in her bra and panties barking in the middle of the ring and dumped like a sludge on her. You know, I mean, this is...
God bless the WWE. Oh my God, dude.
He had a storyline where his wife was doped up and being pushed around in a wheelchair by the woman he was having an affair with.
Hold on a second, time out. Katie Vick. That's all I gotta say, dog. That's all I gotta say. Either that or Kai and Tai with Val Venus. Choppy, pee, pee, pee. One of my favorite fucking skits ever.
And you know what? I mean, even talking about that stuff, like skits and stuff, when we're talking, when you see an AEW program and then you see a WWE program, one of the things that I feel like AEW is really missing is a lot of those. They're clearly focusing on the wrestling. I get that, but they're missing a lot of the background, the behind the scenes type of stuff.
Yeah, they do the interviews backstage, but they're like so. Listen, fucking, if you're gonna be on television, learn how to fucking cut a promo. Mm-hmm. Please, for the love of God, it's really not that difficult. I don't give a fuck if you're the most talented wrestler in the world. Dante Martin, a perfect example. That guy does things in the ring that I don't understand. I don't know. Ray Phoenix too. Like I don't fucking know how you do that. Mm-hmm. But then you stick a microphone in Dante Martin's face and you're like, hey, cut a promo. This guy's like, what? Yeah. He like does it. He looks completely fucking shell-shocked. If you're going to give somebody the TV time to get themselves over, make sure that they can get themselves over. Mm. Don't just have them standing there, yeah, plucky baby face. Like, no one gives a fuck.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
Well, that's the problem with AEW doing no backstage stuff. Everything that they do in the ring, it's good. Storylines are somewhat lacking to me because everything is either surrounding a championship or you're wondering why we're wrestling in the first place, for most of their stuff. Whereas WWE, with all the backstage stuff, you can see, like, the Kevin Owens stuff right now. Kevin Owens going back to his prize fighter ways, but he's also like trying to get Sammy out of the bloodline.
Oh my God, they're gonna tear it down with those tag matches, dude.
Listen, the bloodline. Okay, I feel like it needs to go, but I mean it's up there as one of the greatest stables of all time. You really have to.
So here's the thing that I wanna say to you right now. Mm-hmm. WWE switching, and well, Triple H, I shouldn't say WWE, Triple H switching this back to the black and gold style of NXT and making it a legitimate third brand. I think it was so smart to have Solo Sikoa come out and beat Mello, and now the Bloodline holds titles on every single program.
Yep.
That the WWE has.
Yeah.
And that makes it instantly, because this SmackDown star came onto NXT and won the North American Championship, so he's probably going to appear on both shows. I think that Triple H is pushing for the certain people to be multiple show type of cats.
Which is great. I think that's great.
Listen, it should be. The roster is so big.
Yeah.
And to make a legitimate another third show, listen, the black and gold NXT brand was better than Raw and SmackDown. I don't think there's any... I mean, would you even... Is that even a debate?
I mean, it was... They were able to do that whole invasion angle. They were able to compete on Survivor Series because of that. They were the superior storylines. They were the superior wrestling for a while there. And Vince pulled it back when H was going through all of his stuff that he was going through.
And changed the fucking whole dynamic of the thing.
Yeah, it's really unnecessary that he did that.
We need tits, pal.
Right. And well, that's good.
Everyone's going to dress like Mandy Rose, pal.
Just don't need Braun Breaker showing his tits out there.
I don't listen, man. I don't get the fucking hype train about the guy.
Well, let's say putting the North American Championship on Solo Sikoa is so smart because the bloodline requires the gold.
Correct.
And who do you take gold off of? Do you take the U.S. Championship? Do you take? Can you imagine them having Solo Sikoa take the Intercontinental Championship off of Gunther?
No.
I mean, there's no other option. So you don't want to go to NXT and have him take the NXT Championship because that's going to complete.
Well, and he can't beat Bobby Lashley on fucking.
It can't beat
Raw.
Bobby Lashley on Raw.
He's too small.
So go after the North American Championship. That's going to lift that North American Championship to a level of prestige here.
Well, because he's a name guy at this point.
And it's going to be the only NXT Championship on all shows. You know? And, you know, it gave him a title. It gave him a championship.
Now, why? What I don't understand is there's another Fatu that's fucking hella good. Man, Jacob Fatu in MLW. Like, he's a perfect fit for that group. He's a savage.
I think they probably think he's not ready yet for that limelight.
Interesting.
And
need some more seasoning, you think?
I don't think the bloodline is going to last for him to join it. You know,
who leaves first? Do you think Roman fucking gets sick of those guys, or they get sick of Roman?
No, I think. I think Roman goes his own way because the Usos are going to lose their championships.
Whoa! To Sammy and KO. I mean,
that sends him down. That sends him down a downward spiral. He loses his titles before WrestleMania. He goes after The Rock because The Rock claims that he is no longer the head of the table. Never was the head of the table. That sets up Rock Roman.
Dude, could you imagine? Could you imagine? Okay, just in a perfect world, right? KO, Sammy win the belts. Boom, they're the tag team champions. Now, Triple H is in charge, so you know that you're going to have a run of tag teams because he loves tag team wrestling, and rightfully so.
Did a great job with tag team wrestling in NXT.
FTR.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say, dude. Those fucking guys are the benchmark in tag team wrestling. And I like 2.0 too. Like, people sleep on fucking Matt Menard and fucking Sweet Hand Ange. But don't fucking sleep on those guys. Those guys can fucking work their ass off. Did you see the shit? Action Bronson and Hook are wrestling them next week at Arthur Ashe?
So odd. Like, Action Bronson.
Not odd.
It's pretty odd. It's pretty odd.
Dude, he has fucking so many songs about pro wrestling.
No, I know, but he's going to get in the ring. That's the difference. That's the
yeah,
odd part.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know how that's gonna work, but I mean, I'm fucking fascinated. I'm totally fucking fascinated by the whole thing. I think it's gonna be interesting.
He clearly hasn't been training for it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, he's not. I mean, he definitely has not been working in the ring, but I mean, he also used to weigh like almost 500 pounds.
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, he's down to like fucking like 2 bills. Like
Yeah.
he's a skinny mini compared to what he was.
Yeah.
And he's strong. He goes to the gym for mad hours every single day.
I just don't. I don't know.
I mean, but
we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I mean,
just for the name recognition, you know what I mean?
absolutely.
In New York, where they're both from,
Right.
in Arthur Ashe Stadium, like, it's gonna be fucking pretty cool.
Yeah.
I did pop really big though. I gotta say, I popped really big when Griselda came out with Daniel Garcia when he won the belt. I fucking popped so fucking big, dude. I fucking love Griselda. I love West Side Gun. I love Conway. I love Benny the Butcher. I fucking love Armani Caesar. I love the whole fucking group. I love fucking the Black Soprano family as well. I love fucking all them motherfuckers. Drum work, music. I love all that shit. And I gotta say, I was a little jealous. I was like, man, I wish I was there. I would be like, fucking West Side Gun. But anyway, Daniel Garcia winning that belt was a fucking big deal, man. Like, I don't think people realize how big of a deal that was, but that kid's going to be a big star in this business for a long time.
The reason why it wasn't seen as a big deal is because they have so many titles on the show, and it's like, oh, which one is it for this time? An ROH, they're defending an ROH title in AEW. That doesn't seem to make sense. Oh, are we on TNT? How come the TNT title's not being defended? Why is the TBS title being defended on TNT? Like, it just doesn't. They're not using these titles in a smart way. I just, it's too much after a while.
It is. It is a lot.
And there's the complete opposite problem with WWE.
They don't have enough belts.
Well, they're putting multiple belts on the bloodline.
On the bloodline.
So, they put a graphic on Twitter the other day that said, after Solo Sikoa won, they said, the bloodline now holds 7 championships. It's like, no, they don't.
They're undisputed tag team champions.
So they hold 5 championships. I get it. It's 7 actual title belts, but you can't count the tag team championship
4 times.
That's not talking about right.
And you can't count the tag team championships twice.
They're counting.
It's undisputed.
So they could technically say
Raw and
SmackDown championships, just like
it's fucking so
World
stupid,
and World and Universal Championship, and now North American Championship.
Man, I'm going to be really excited when they do an undisputed title again. 1 belt, dude. You got to have 1 belt. Defend it across both shows, 3 shows, whatever.
I don't think it's going to happen, and because they have
it's fucking stupid.
They have multiple networks.
Nah.
I just don't understand. Okay.
But you can have the champion appear on both networks.
Exactly. Why is this such a big deal? The only reason it's a big deal right now is because Roman is on like a part-time schedule, which that's why they're getting pissed off.
Listen, even if you have the guy only fucking work 3 days a week, he works both the TVs and a house show.
Yeah. If that. Don't have him work the house shows. Just have him work twice a week. Who cares?
Yeah, I mean, on the house shows, you really don't, it's not about the championship, and even the champion will probably go on, 3rd or 4th, because they want to get the fuck out of there.
Even if you just have him come out and do a promo at the house show. He doesn't have to, get in the ring and work. Have him work on Raw and
Could
on
have
SmackDown.
a pre-tape that you just show on the fucking Titantron.
There you go.
The guy can go sit at home or on a bus for the next fucking...
I mean, think back to, when they had, Sunday Night Heat and all that. The majority of the show on, a Sunday Night Heat was
from WWE New York and Times Square.
Yeah, but it was also just, the majority of the show was, clips of what happened on Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah.
So...
and they only had, 2 matches on the show.
Scotty 2 Hotty wrestling in his first singles match.
Dude, I'll tell you what, man. I fucking liked Sunday Night Heat on MTV before the pay-per-views back in the day.
When it was on MTV.
When it was on MTV, it was fucking great, dude. It was great.
Yeah.
And they used to have a quality, halfway decent match.
And they did such a great job then with their promo videos for pay-per-views. So they would have...
That's when Jamie Noble was wrestling on Sunday Night and Velocity every week with Nadia. Oh my God.
Nadia, wow. With Daisy Dukes and stuff.
Oh, yeah. I heard she was a freak of leak.
I bet. Well, I mean,
Jamie Noble, dude. I love seeing Jamie Noble come down in a suit now. I'm like, hey, man, you used to wear fucking cut-off jeans, bro.
Yeah.
And take fucking awesome bumps.
This wicked, suggestive entrance with Nadia. It was interesting.
Yeah, it was very back country.
It was very deep in Alabama with your brother and sister.
Up.
Parents went away on a fishing trip.
Oh my God, dude! You fucking
brother and sister are just home alone.
Oh man, that just got really dark really fast. But yeah, dude. I mean, those were used to love those matches. The Bashams would be doing tag.
Bashams, my God.
Deuce and Domino.
Oh my God.
I fucking love it.
What was the name of their manager? What was her name?
Shakita?
Oh, something like
Shaquita?
that. Man.
She was that was the whole Tough Enough crew. Her, Nadia, everybody. That was the whole Tough Enough crew. Linda Miles was her real name. Linda Miles.
I don't know, man, that brings me back. Jeez.
She was the dominatrix. She was the fuck.
Yeah.
Dude, think about those fucking gimmicks, man. Deuce and Domino with the fucking roller skate girl, Cherry.
Stuff like that couldn't happen today.
Dude, the Deuce and Domino thing. Why do people like not? Why did no one get behind that? Oh, they were like fucking Andrew Dice Clay meets fucking John Travolta in fucking Grease, dude. It was hysterical. It was like Happy Days, dude.
I don't feel like people didn't catch on. I feel like they weren't really given a full-on opportunity, you know?
Dude, Cliff Compton can fucking work his ass off. That guy is a fucking super talented wrestler.
But you know at that time...
Jimmy Snuka's kid was the other guy who fucked up The Undertaker after that.
Oh, my God,
He didn't catch him on the dive.
Yeah.
That ended his career right there.
Put the camera down and catch Taker. God.
Dude, like, what are you thinking, dude? I would have thrown my whole body underneath him to make sure that I protected him.
Please crush my ribs.
Bro, he would have had a job in wrestling.
Cave my chest in,
yeah,
please,
dude, whatever
Undertaker.
you need to do. And then he falls like a half a weirdo, and I'm like, oh man, that's really not good. That's not good.
Really bad.
Undertaker he almost took a Superman header from inside to outside. Bad news.
But at that time, I feel like a lot of the comedy acts were given like a few weeks to like see if it would click with the crowd, and that was it. They moved on. They had so many comedy acts that just didn't.
Well, they'd send you back
off.
to developmental, and then you'd come back as something else, and if you couldn't figure it out, boom, see you later, you're gone.
Especially since they had like 8 top guys that everybody was focused on at that point, you know? I mean,
yeah. I mean, there was that's when like Batista was starting to come up.
When
Cena.
But I mean, when you were able to exchange between Rock and Cena, Stone Cold was still there for a little bit, you know, Mick Foley was still technically there for a bit, The Undertaker came. When we were able to interchange these guys from main event to mid-card, like, those are all main eventers right there. Like, it was stacked at that point.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing about it is that all those guys could draw money at any time.
Yep. There were plenty of
guys
times
today, dude, can't draw money.
Well, there were plenty of times that every single match on the card was like a must-see match.
Bro, I mean, look at all those like
I'm talking about main events, by the way, because they're Raw and SmackDown. They didn't run like that.
No, dude, I'm talking like, think about the fucking matches. Like look at a WrestleMania fucking 20 card
from top to bottom,
and it's like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I like, you can't even, like, you look at those matches now and you're going, I can't even believe that this is on one show.
Right, because any one of those matches could have been a main event match.
I mean, there were matches that I was like, I don't know about that. And then you go back and watch a match and you go, holy shit, dude, those guys fucking tore it down.
Yeah.
That could have been match of the night on any fucking other pay-per-view. No problem.
And yet, if you were first out, you didn't throw all your shit out there. It was
absolutely not.
Maybe 8-minute match. You told a good story. You went home.
What's the best opening WrestleMania match you've ever seen?
Oh man,
I already know mine because.
Oh, go ahead.
Kurt Angle, Rey Mysterio. It's the best opening WrestleMania match I've ever seen. That shit was crazy, dude. That shit was crazy. Fucking Kurt Angle, that was Kurt Angle in his prime when he could work with anybody, dude. They did shit in that match that I was like, holy fuck.
I'm gonna.
I mean, Regal Jericho though too.
I'm gonna say something and you're probably gonna hate me for it. I just loved the execution of it.
Oh boy. That's not good.
It was a 15-second match.
What?
Sheamus and Daniel Bryan for the World Championship.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, Daniel Bryan was a champion. It was before the Yes Movement started. It was when he was heel.
Oh, that's right. Sheamus just ran in the ring and bro kicked him right in the fucking head, and dude, that was that.
It was great because he was with AJ Lee at the time. Daniel Bryan gave her a little smooch, turns around right into a bro kick. The camera is focused right on Daniel Bryan. Right into the bro kick. 1, 2, 3. He was a wicked good heel. The crowd went nuts. And it did its job. It woke up the crowd, got them going. 15 seconds, you have a title change. You're like, what the hell is going to happen on this show? This is crazy.
Interesting. That's an interesting fucking match, dude. I would have never picked that.
And everyone hates it.
I don't know. I don't hate that at all. That's great.
People were like so into Daniel Bryan. Even at that point, they were like, well, this guy deserves to be champion. He only had the title on him for a short while, and that was taken off him by Sheamus, who never got the respect that guy deserves.
I like Sheamus a lot, man.
And I like the fact that he's getting the respect now that he's not in the main event scene, but...
Well, he was Triple H's workout buddy.
And that's the problem, is he was thrust into that main event scene and people hated him for it. Same way that people hated Cena after a while for the way he was thrust into it. The same way people hated Roman. Roman Reigns went on Logan Paul's show, Impulsive. I don't know if you saw that.
When was this?
It was this week. He went on...
I'm going to have to watch that. Yeah. No, I haven't seen it.
So it was a good interview. He breaks away from character occasionally, but he gets right back into character. And there was one thing that he was talking about early in his main event run.
Oh, is this where he called out The Rock? He did call out The Rock in the interview, right? Yes. Okay, I did see a headline about that, but I didn't know that it was on a podcast.
But there was one thing that he mentioned, and I've hated him for a long time for this, and he talked about it, and he was like, early on, Vince with the reins, and the writers, they would tell you. Since now I have a lot more leeway with my promos, I can kind of do what I want, say what I want. But then... it was, this is the script, you're going to read it as is. And he says, and to this day, 8 years later, Suffer and Succotash comes back all the time. And I was like, God damn it, it does. I've mentioned it on the podcast. It does come back all the time. And you know what?
It ruins your perception of him.
Yeah, and I kind of have to give him a break for it. He acknowledged it. And now I acknowledge him.
No, listen, dude, he's the best act in wrestling. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, he has just the sheer longevity of his character and him being able to continuously push the envelope and also continuously make everyone else around him look good. Mm-hmm. And that is not an easy thing to do, friends. Don't fucking think that Roman is... is in business for himself. That guy gives more than he takes. I can assure you. Just look at how he played the crowd with Drew. Mm-hmm. He did Drew a massive, massive favor right there. And people may not look at it that way, and they'd be like, oh, that was stupid. He's fucking playing on the crowd. No, he's doing it to hype the crowd up even more, to get them into a frenzy, to cheer Drew to winning. Mm-hmm. And then he takes it away.
Yep.
And it's so genius, and he's so smart.
And then what happened at the end of the match?
Solo Sikoa gets involved, keeps the fucking belt.
Oh, no, yeah, but so Drew loses.
Yep.
He was screwed out of it by Solo Sikoa.
Yep.
And the crowd is just, they're upset, but they're heartbroken for Drew. Mm-hmm. And he loses nothing from that.
Yeah.
Because the crowd is just behind him. They could have him go up against Roman again, and people wouldn't question it. Because, you just lost, but you were screwed. And you know what? You put up a competitive match.
Yeah, there needs to be some sort of... he needs to go through somebody first.
I get that. I'm just saying, if they did decide,
you know who he's going to go through. He's going to go through Solo Sikoa.
But does he have to go through somebody? Because, you could just get squashed, and then 5 days later, you could be on a pay-per-view. And
not in WWE, motherfucker. Dude, Jim Ross talking that shit, man.
Oh, God.
Why the hell would I want to see that? You just did it 5 days ago, and he got whooped like a government mule. I'm like, oh my God, bro, JR, you're the fucking best.
He's right. He's right.
And Cornette basically said the same thing. He's like, that's fucking stupid.
But we said it here too. Like, why would you do that? Why would you even have the title match now if you just squashed him? What's the purpose?
Totally fucking stupid. Yeah. Totally stupid.
What are you gonna do?
So who wins this match next Wednesday? I mean, next Wednesday, we're going to have a new AEW champion.
I feel like Mox is going to come away with it.
Ooh, spicy.
But I don't see... The right thing to do would be to put it on Bryan Danielson. Because, number one, the guy deserves it. He's been performing out of his mind lately. And Mox was supposed to be on vacation right now. You know, it's like a Clerks moment for him. I wasn't even supposed to be here today.
Yeah. I mean, the losses that Daniel Bryan has suffered recently, I mean, in my opinion, have really hurt his stock. And to be quite honest with you, AEW is not a company that anyone cares about who the champion is. They really don't give a fuck.
I feel like they should let Mox take his vacation.
Agreed. And that's why I think that MJF might make it a 3-way match.
Which would be, I mean, I was going with just what the match was going to be, but if they pull something like that,
yeah,
I think it's a little early to pull that for him. I think he needs to milk that a little bit. And by the way, we haven't discussed the Firm yet. Can we talk about the Firm for a second?
If you want to. I'm fucking pissed off, man. I'm still pissed off about it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm still pissed off about it. But that's for personal reasons. Right. You know what I'm saying? But like
60 G's, baby.
Like I'm not saying gimmick infringement or nothing.
Yeah, but
that's not what I said. But I mean, it seems awful similar.
Let me just say, I think that stable, if it works, if they use it the right way, could be fantastic because it's been done before in smaller promotions, but that's fine.
And the whole thing is that it is so smart for Stokely Hathaway to come out and cut the promo that he did, and MJF just left the ring. That was it. Not the spotlight's not on me anymore. Spotlight's on him, and he said exactly what he should have said. We are a stable on retainer. We come together when MJF needs us. Unless that happens, we go our separate ways.
Now, I may have read into something a little bit too much.
What's that?
But Stokely, when he was talking, he mentioned that he had conversations, and then he loves blackmail and all that. And then the first person he goes to is John Morrissey. Not John Morrissey.
I think they just call him Morrissey now. I don't think it's W. Morrissey anymore.
Yeah, so John Morrissey.
You're thinking about the guy that used to be with The Miz.
Yeah. Anyway.
Who got signed to AEW, was on 2 weeks in a row, and then hasn't been seen since.
Yeah, what happened? Is he even in wrestling anymore?
I have no idea. You want to know what I think happened? He gets in the ring. He has his first match did not go well. His second match, he's going like this. He's telling the guy, so John Morrison is standing on the top rope, telling the guy to come closer. Like on camera, he's going, come closer. Yeah. So the guy's like walking towards him. I'm like, that's fucking really bad, man. Really bad. This is not like an indie show. Like, this is on national television, homeboy.
Yeah, that's terrible. But, we get back to the Firm. So Stokely is talking to Big Cass, and,
Oh, shit.
But he mentioned blackmail, and he's like, Morrissey just kind of wants to do whatever he wants to do. Isn't that right, Morrissey? And kind of hugs him. And he just stands there, and he looks like he's completely defeated. And I don't know, I kind of feel like he's one of the people that's been blackmailed into participating in this group.
100%.
And, he talks to other people, and hey, they're all excited, they're ready to go. Morrissey's the only one that's standing there like, yeah, all right.
And he's always the last one out. Mm-hmm. He's never walking with them. He walks behind them.
Like, when we're talking about the fall of that group, like, watch Morrissey, because he's going to be the fall of that group.
And, dude, I'll tell you what, man. He is in such fucking great physical shape. He is what I think they wanted Wardlow to be, because he actually has the size. Like, he's going to dwarf Wardlow in terms of height.
Wouldn't it be great if they used him against Wardlow just, to have somebody who could compete against Wardlow for a while. Somebody who can actually move, that's a big guy, that will challenge Wardlow.
That is not just gonna he's not just gonna allow them to powerbomb him fucking
powerbomb festivals all the time,
Dude, I want to see the guy actually wrestle. Like, can you actually wrestle, bro, or are you Ahmed Johnson?
You've done nothing since you broke away from MJF. It's really it's.
And even that, dude, that was a fucking 9-minute match.
Yeah. Powerbombed him 15 times, pinned him.
It's fucking ridiculous, dude. I don't want to see a dude get powerbombed more than once.
But the firm makes a ton of sense.
Oh, it's genius
because you don't have to have them together all the time.
So good.
And they spelled it right out there for you. Hey, when MJF needs us, we're there, and when he doesn't, we're doing our own thing.
I really like the stable on retainer line.
Yeah, it's great.
I really dig that. And listen, man, I give a lot. People do not give enough credit to Stokely Hathaway. He knows exactly what to do with that microphone, and he knows how to build up the people around him while still getting his point across. Mm-hmm. And that's very difficult to do. Mm-hmm. For anybody who has never tried to speak in front of a crowd, it is very difficult to do.
The great thing about him, too, is he can also perform. He's going to be able to take bumps and stuff mm-hmm. and be able to make it very convincing. This isn't a guy that's just a mouthpiece. So...
there are so many options, man.
Yeah.
So many options that you could go with that group. They could all turn on MJF.
Yep.
He wins the belt, fuck you. Mm-hmm. Morrissey wants a shot now.
Especially since look at the people that are going after the championship. It's always the same people. This would be an easy way to get fresh talent on the championship picture.
100%. What do you think they do with Karrion Kross? I talked to somebody else about this.
I feel like he's been wasted.
Already,
because he's
wrestled one match.
He's wrestled one match. He came in, stared down Drew, stared down Roman, and then where's he been?
He was on SmackDown, choking out somebody at the end of the show.
But you're gonna insert yourself in a title picture, and then just disappear.
Yeah,
Yeah. That meant nothing? What was the point of it? It's completely...
It's such a good act. That's the problem. It's too good of an act.
But it's so easy to work him into that match.
Oh, 100%.
That was an easy way to take one title off of Roman Reigns.
Still could do it.
Honestly...
listen, I don't think the ship has sailed on that yet. I think that he just needs to... They need to up his exposure, and they need to start... He needs to get into a match, and people need to take him seriously. He needs to wrestle somebody who's, halfway legit. And beat them handily.
Oh, yeah. He's... And you can't... My problem was you can't just start him off staring down Roman, staring down...
Well, because you're a world beater coming in, and then you're gonna wrestle a scrub match.
Right.
That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Right. So
who the fuck did he wrestle?
I
forget. Yeah, it was a forgettable match.
Right. Which is there's a huge problem.
Like I said in a previous podcast, he looked better on MLW, fucking beating up that other guy, the beer drinking dude. He just fucking threw the guy around and suplexing him on his head and shit. That's what you need to do with that guy. He needs to look like a monster.
How easy would it have been to say that Drew is a Raw guy, Karrion Kross is a SmackDown guy, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to have a triple threat match for the championship. If Roman pins anyone, he retains both titles. If Drew pins anyone, he gets the Universal Championship. If Karrion Kross pins anyone, he gets the WWE Championship.
So simple. How easy is that?
That's an easy way to split the titles.
And Roman can continue to work his part-time schedule.
And he still does not need to get pinned.
You need to have a way. You need to have an out for him.
Mm-hmm.
If he is going to lose the belt, it can't be him doing it.
Why is nobody going for the belts? That's my question.
Who?
But that's the issue is, what are you doing? We've talked about this before. What are you doing as a wrestler if you're not trying to go for the championship?
Let me ask you a question, right? Take fucking Drew out of the equation, okay? And take Roman out of the equation, because Roman's the guy. So take those two guys out of the equation. Who do you have that can contend for a title right now? In that entire company.
They have titles already, so that doesn't help.
Who?
Gunther and Bobby Lashley.
Okay.
So
fine.
that's easily, like, they should be.
Yeah, okay. Fine.
Right. KO,
Yeah.
I feel like could be. Sheamus could be, yeah.
AJ? No.
I feel like AJ's a mid-carder right now.
Yeah, he's kind of stuck in that mid-card vortex.
And I was going to say Miz, but I feel like that's going to be the same thing. He's more of a mid-carder.
His storyline's too good, man. It's too good with fucking... It's too good with Dexter Lumis, dude.
So exactly what I was talking about with Karrion Kross is the complete opposite for Lumis. Like, that's the right way to bring a guy in. He comes in, he's just weird. Now
it's so
he's
fucking funny, dude.
Oh my god, that picture of him under the looking up at the Miz from under the ring.
I like this past Monday, dude. He's in like the Miz's house. He's like fucking sitting in the Miz's window, dude, like a total fucking creep. Oh my god.
Talk about a guy funny. Like he should have been the one stalking the Undertaker's wife back in the day instead of DDP. Like
make me famous, and
dude.
I fucking love that gimmick.
I would have.
Everyone hated it. I fucking loved it.
Everyone hated it because it was DDP.
No, I loved that it was DDP.
Oh man, Lumis would fit that character perfectly.
Oh my god, the creeper stalker motherfucker.
He looks like a creeper stalker.
Bro, those eyes, man, when he just
that 1,000-yard stare, man.
Yeah. With those fucking bright-ass blue eyes just looking at you, dude. And he's not even looking at you. He's looking through you.
You almost just want to end it all there yourself. Like, why?
It's a great gimmick, dude. And I like that they've made... It's not so serious. Like, they've put a comedy twist to it. But, like, he's a serious dude. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm glad that he's stuck to his guns and, like, hasn't said shit, really. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, I think that it's great.
Yep.
And I hope that they bring up Indy Hartwell and they fucking do the Index thing. But like her managing him and doing a fucking, a women's thing on her own. Yep. She doesn't need Lumis with her at ringside.
No. Just have him come down and, carry her away.
Exactly right, buddy. Yep. Exactly right. She loses a match, he just like appears from under the ring like a fucking creep.
Carries her away.
Yep.
See you later.
And that's it, dude. That's all that you see of them all show.
Mm-hmm. It's smart. Man, that guy has it made right now. He's getting paid pretty well.
Sam Shaw? Yeah.
And what is he doing? He's doing nothing. He's showing up on camera and staring.
Probably training at the Performance Center.
Yeah. But I mean, like, that's it. You're not like beating up your body.
Yeah, but think about other guys who have done that, dude. Think about Santino Marella. Like, everyone's like, oh, that guy was such a scrub wrestler. I'm like, scrub wrestler? You missed the boat on how fucking good that guy is.
He's super talented. But
my God.
But he was very, very small.
Well, that's... but look at it in today's market. He would be average size in today's market.
He said that John Cena is credited with the Cobra.
That doesn't surprise me at all. That seems like a fucking Cena thing.
He did it as like a jokey thing on a taping, not a taping, a house show. And he goes back and he talks to Cena about it because Cena was like the guy at that point. He's like, oh, hey, I was just, we were just messing around. It was just for one thing. He goes, no, that's hilarious. And you need to do that all the time. That's hilarious.
You know what, man? I gotta say something. I gotta eat a little bit of crow here, just a little bit. All right. I was very critical about John Cena. Okay, I've been very critical about John Cena. The 5 moves of doom and like the whole shit. I gotta fucking say something, man. That guy, as a fucking human being, is he's a real special human being, man. Like, not enough credit. I know that people think of professional wrestling as like very barbaric and like and all that, and he has really broken that stereotype of not everybody is like that, and he's like genuinely a good person, it appears. And in a very, very difficult business like wrestling, where it is very egocentric and only thinking about yourself, that guy is absolutely the most selfless professional wrestler I've ever seen in my entire life. Just the mere fact that he broke the record for the most Make-A-Wish visits. Not only that, but he like has lifelong connections with these people and these people's families and people who he talks to. And like he doesn't, it's not like a facade like other celebrities. Like he comes at it from a genuine place.
Well, so when you say that, I mean, the thing that I think about is he has, like you said, he broke the record for the most, Make-A-Wish visits. How many of you actually heard of him doing?
None.
Right. That's the thing. So it's not like he's doing it for publicity or anything like that.
He's not like he's taking time out of his day.
Because when a celebrity does that, it's like they have to have a whole camera crew and like they come in and like shake the kid's hand like, oh yeah, I met you. All right, let me just go get the Purell real quick. See you later.
Yeah, it's really fucking sad, man. It's really sad that happens. But I mean, I needed to say that because I have been fucking super critical about that guy over his illustrious career. And
I was furious that he would not turn heel.
I get it.
And he explains it, and he's like, how can I turn heel on these kids?
I totally get it,
It makes
dude.
sense. Yeah.
I totally get it. And he is a fucking very astute businessman as well. Like, he treats it like a business. Mm-hmm. And he lives his life in a certain way. And some people, like, can't look past that because they saw the reality show and they were like, this guy seems like a fucking psychopath.
Yeah, it's a reality show.
You have to also understand that, like, he has to be regimented because he has such a schedule to keep and so many engagements that he has to do just for WWE commitments, much less filming movies at the same time and TV shows and fucking doing Make-A-Wish visits and, like, visiting with fucking fans and doing meet and greets and, like, all this other shit, dude. Like,
family and
yeah,
stuff,
man, like, people don't fucking give enough credit to that guy, and it's fucking really unfortunate because he's a fucking real solid individual. It seems. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know him personally.
It'd be tough for a person to keep a facade up like that for.
You couldn't, dude. You would get exposed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, this has been fucking. This has been Pro Wrestling Summit. Holy shit, man! This is episode 8 of this fucking podcast.
2 months of insanity.
Jesus Christ, dude! And it's all. And we're just getting started, man. This is gonna continue. But please reach out to us on the Instagram page at good_villain_media. You can also comment on the video, like, share, subscribe with your friends. Don't forget to fucking turn all notifications on to make sure that you get all of our daily content Monday through Saturday. We take fucking Sundays off here, motherfucker, because it's the Lord's Day, okay? You gotta take time for the Lord and for your family and for fucking football.
If it's good enough for Chick-fil-A, it's good enough for us.
Jesus Christ. All right, we gotta get the fuck out. We're gonna get sued probably. I can't believe that you fucking said some shit like that to end this fucking podcast. I had a nice fucking talk with you about wrestling, and now you gotta fucking end the podcast.
We love you, John Cena.
John Cena.
Come on the podcast.
John, we'd love to have you, bro. I'm no Chris Van Vliet or nothing, but, I would love to be able to text you and have you write inspirational words back to me.
Maybe snuggle a little bit.
Yeah. And, what the fuck? I also want to ask how you did the butt chug in the movie. Anyway, kiss kiss.